Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Low Budget Review Show. I am your host, Eric Smith, and today I am talking about Such a Pretty Smile by Kristi DeMeester. This is from St. Martin's Press, and it is the story of Lila, 13-year-old Lila, and her mother Caroline, and a serial killer known as the Cur, and how the past and the present can collide. What else is there? I don't know. I'm getting very bad at these little summations, my little nutshells. But anyway, yeah, we have 13-year-old Lila. Let's check her last name. I think it's Sawyer. Yes, it is. And she's, it's 2000, what year is it? 2019. She's just living her 13-year-old life with an overprotective mother and a really bitchy friend. But she's sort of an outcast, an outsider, and she's hoping that being friends with this girl will make her popular. But these murders of young girls have started happening, and they reflect murders that happened 15 years ago by someone that was called the Cur. And so her mother really goes into overprotective mode, but Lila, is rebellious and getting into trouble and all sorts of stuff. And so we're following this, and at the same time, the story jumps back and forth between 2019 and following Lila at 13 years old and 2004, and we follow Caroline living with her fiance. I think they're engaged at this point. And what's going on in her life, and how her father is in a nursing home. He's very sick, and she's staying at home. She was an artist of some renown. Her husband's an artist, works at this gallery, and there's some things that she doesn't remember. And there are murders happening by this guy, the Cur. And again, we bounce back and forth between the two stories. And usually when it's 2019, it's all about Lila, but occasionally it's about Caroline. When it's 2004, it's always about Caroline, because Lila doesn't exist yet. But so this story, we get to know the characters. It just like breadcrumbs. There's a trail of these mysterious things that are going on, these creepy things that are going on. How does what happened in 2004, excuse me, tie into what's happening in 2019? Why is... Well, no. You know what? I'm not going to ask that question. I'm going to leave that for you to find out. What are the creepy, mysterious things that are happening? And it all, of course, will come together and culminate in a wonderful, wonderful book. I gave this 5 out of 5. I love this cover, and I loved the story. It took me a little bit of time to get into it because I'm not a 13-year-old girl. And so Lila Sawyer, not a character I immediately identify with. But so it took me a chapter or so to get into it. But once I did, I read this in one day. I was home from work, and I blew through it. It was compelling. It's well written. The characters are interesting. The goings-on are creepy. And the mystery is compelling, and there's an underlying theme going on that I didn't get until basically it was spelled out for me, because sometimes I'm not that bright. But it all makes sense, and I can see how it all fits together. Really, really loved this book. Loved it so much, I immediately ordered 2 other books by Kristi DeMeester, and now I can't wait for her next book to come out. So yeah, highly, highly recommend Such a Pretty Smile by Kristi DeMeester. Story of Lila and Caroline. And I got to interview Kristi. It's already been posted in my favorite horror with, and we talk about this book, talk about her writing, and some other random things. And then we talk about the movie Ginger Snaps. That was her pick. Such a fantastic movie. One of my top 3 werewolf movies. Kristi was wonderful to talk to. And it all started because this was on somebody's recommended books list. I saw it at Barnes & Noble, grabbed it, and then one of the people I follow on Twitter, Jennifer English, told me I needed to read it right away. And so I did. Because apparently I do what I'm told. Sometimes, when it amuses me. But anyway, yes, I highly, highly recommend this. It's compelling. I did not want to put it down, so I didn't. Except, when I had to get something to eat and use the bathroom. Really, really good. Even the characters that aren't likable are interesting. And there are some unlikable characters. As I said, Lila's friend is just a little bitch. Lila, sometimes very unlikable. Some horribly sad parts. It's just so good. I don't know what else to say. I wish I was better with words, like Kristi DeMeester is. But 5 out of 5. Absolutely fantastic. Such a Pretty Smile. So glad someone put it on their recommended reading list, and I picked it up. So glad Jennifer English pushed me to read it. I would have gotten to it eventually, but she was pretty insistent, and I'm glad she was. So there you have it. Such a Pretty Smile, Kristi DeMeester. Get it. Read it. It's fantastic. I guess that's all I have to say about it. 5 out of 5 stars. If you have any comments, questions, or corrections, please put them in the comments below. Comments are open for spoilers. Just post a spoiler warning. We try to be polite here at the Low Budget Review Show. Please like, share, and subscribe. All that YouTube stuff. If you care to follow me on social media, my Twitter is @Ronan5757. My Instagram, where I post pictures of books, comic books, board games, and fuzzy animals, is Eric Smith 5757. That's Eric with a K. ERIKSMITH 5757. That's all I've got for you. This has been the Low Budget Review Show. I have been Eric Smith, and until next time, read more books.